Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to CraftStash Live. Happy Friday. It's nearly the weekend. You've nearly got through the week. How are you doing this week? Did have a quick chat with you on Wednesday, but how have you been the last 2 days? Have you been good? Have you been crafting, more importantly? Beautiful weather here. Always got to mention the weather. Lots of you commenting already. Hello. Hello to Rosalind. Hello to Karen. Astri as well. To Dawn. I need my glasses every time. Right, can someone just message me at about 12:15 and say, don't forget your glasses? Because I'm squinting. Anyway, we've got a fantastic new launch for you today. This is a brand that is new to CraftStash, and the collection is going to be completely exclusive to CraftStash as well. So although the brand has its own setup and has been running a while, and we're going to go and talk to Bev in just a moment, we're talking about Uniko, by the way. Ta-da. Uniko. So this brand has created a collection only for CraftStash, so that's just amazing. Beautiful items. If you like, as I mentioned earlier on a social post, if you love clean and simple, if you want really quick cards, this is the collection that's going to help you achieve that. Now, as always, we have got a giveaway, and we're actually giving away the entire collection to celebrate Uniko's first launch with us. So all you need to do is comment, everybody. So I can see lots of you commenting already. Well done. As soon as you drop a comment in there, you are already in the hat to win. Now, if you're catching up with this later on YouTube, do comment still, because I'm going to pick 2 winners. I'm going to give away 2 bundles. One will be chosen now live on Facebook. It's lunchtime. It's Friday the 19th of May. If you're watching on Friday the 19th of May or later, and you're watching on YouTube, still drop us a comment. By Monday the 22nd, I will then go and look through those comments, and I'll choose a winner, and I will notify you by replying to your comment. Does that make sense? Any questions, just drop them in there, and I'll keep an eye on the comments as we go. Now, we need to go over and we need to meet the lovely designer and owner of Uniko. Please correct me if I'm saying anything wrong here, Bev. It's Bev. Here we go. Hello, how are you?
Hi everybody, I'm really well, thank you.
Good.
Super excited to be here today.
You are really excited. Someone else actually commented from the CraftStash team today and said, "Oh, Bev seems really excited on her social media." You are. I think it's refreshing actually, because it's obviously not just a day job for you.
No, it's my life really. I've been doing Uniko for 11 years now.
Wow.
Started back in 2012. And everybody who's been following me from the beginning have seen everything, not just all the products I bring out, but my life as well. I got married, had twin boys, moved house, and everyone's come along with me for the journey.
Aww.
So
do you know what, the crafting community really is like another family, isn't it? It's lovely.
It is, yeah.
And talking of community, we've got so many lovely comments. Karen Allen said this sounds right up my street, simple but effective. Sharon Lynn cannot wait to see the release. And Rosalind says, welcome to CraftStash, Bev. We've got lots of people here who are regular watchers on CraftStash. I know we'll have some of your audience as well watching today, so welcome to all of you if it is your first time. Bev, just give us a little bit of an overview of what this collection that you're launching with CraftStash is about, and then we'll give you time to turn your camera around and things before we come and have a look at demos.
Yep, so it's called Picked Posies, and the general theme was florals and summer. I love flowers. I love to use bright colours. And then from this main set that I'll show you, the other sort of stamps in the collection and the additions of the stencils and the die panel sort of just complement it really.
Yes.
But the idea behind a lot of my collections is that you can have this one collection, but it'll work with other things in your stash.
Perfect.
So yeah, versatility is what I'm looking for.
Amazing, brilliant, and I think that's exactly what crafters are looking for as well. What I'll do is I'll let you switch your camera around. I'll read through some of these comments and I'll do a little bit of housekeeping, and then we'll come right back and we'll see what these products actually are. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's great.
Lovely. See you in just a moment then. Lovely. So that's the lovely Bev. So as we said, Uniko is a brand that we are launching with CraftStash for the first time today. I love this collection. It's so many people saying it's right up their street, and I totally agree with myself. Now, a lot of you know that I love mixed media and things, but I do also love clean and simple. I think it can be harder than throwing everything on a card, but Bev's making that really, really easy with this collection. Picked Posies is beautiful. You've got items from as low as $5.99. If you're purchasing the bundle, you get £10 off as well, so check that out because that's well worth. I looked this morning, the bundle was the most popular item selling, so people were putting the complete collection into their basket. And as I have already mentioned, but if you're just joining, if you're commenting today on this video while we're live, you could actually win that complete bundle. Now don't worry, if you want to secure yours, because I've got a feeling this is going to fly very quickly as soon as Bev starts showing you and demonstrating, please do go ahead and purchase, put it in your basket, check out, because if you are our winner, we will then work out refunding you for that. So don't worry, you're not going to end up with 2 collections on your hands. Not that that would be such a bad thing, because you know we have crafty friends to give to. So it looks like Bev is pretty much ready. I'm just going to spin her camera around very quickly, but while I'm doing that, I'm going to multitask. Let's see. Let me just get this here and I'm just seeing if I can multitask and spin her around at the same time. I can't do it. Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong layer. There you go. This graphics thing is not as easy as it looks. Okay. Shaz, she's interested to see this. Michelle has said she's so excited for this collection. Kathy, hi everyone from Cornwall. Hello to you, Kathy. So, anybody, what I'd like to know is who is new to CraftStash Live today? Drop us some stars or asterisks or something before your name, so I know that you're new and I can hopefully spot you and give you more of a shout out. Right, okay, now I'm here. I'm going to actually turn the right one round. We're going to get Bev's screen nice and big so you can see the demonstrating. There we go. Okay, everybody, check this out. Here's Bev's desk. There we go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. You're slap bang in the middle. Right, Bev, I'm going to hand over to you. I'm just going to enlarge you ever so slightly, but I'm going to hand over to you and I'm going to let you talk us through what you're bringing us today.
Okay, so welcome everyone. It's lovely to see some familiar faces in the chat. So this first set is what I designed first and was my sort of like launching point. I knew I wanted something floral. I like leaves and foliage and I like options as well. So in here, I'll turn this over so you can see, you've got the solid flowers, the outline flowers and details for 2 different views, a large foliage and a small foliage, some separate leaves and 2 stems. And what I love about this is it comes with the dies too. The only stamps that the dies don't cut out is the 2 details for the petals.
Okay.
So that's the only one that doesn't have dies.
Right, okay. But I suppose you don't need those, do you, anyway?
No, not really, I don't think. And I don't always use the detail, as you'll see.
Okay.
Because there's lots of other options that you can do with inks and stamping to get the detail. And also, the reason why I add the solid in the outline is for layering. But also, some people love colouring and adding their own details. I'm too impatient for colouring.
You and me both.
So I like the quick options, but I'll be demonstrating a few tips with this set today.
Fabulous.
So this was my starting point.
Okay, just do a quick shout out to a few people before I lose the comments. Jill Williams says she is new to CraftStash, but she's been with Bev from the start of Uniko. That's lovely. And lots of people also commenting on, so Jenny says she's a pensioner. She's not new to Craft, she's a pensioner. And Brian Law says, I'm new to watching. Good luck. Oh, sorry, Penny Law, I apologise. You're under Brian's account, from Margate in Kent. And lots of you as well. I will try and get through all of your names before we get to the end of the live. There we go. I'll have a breather now, Bev.
Okay. So people that know me know that I love a good sentiment set. I love mix and match. I love a good font and a good font pairing. Yes. So this sort of like led on to this set where you've got this mix and match sentiments, like sending bunches, friend, love you, always. There's lots of options in here. you could probably come up with more than I can think of.
Absolutely. Mixing it.
And I think the fonts are modern enough that they will also pair with other ones that you might have in your stash, especially if you've got some other Unico products. They'll definitely work alongside them.
Fabulous.
And I know someone had commented on a card that I shared the other day. Oh, they look so lovely die cut. They're actually fussy cut. I actually love fussy cutting sentiment.
Do you?
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bev, next time I have a stamp collection out, I'm going to send it to you to do all my prep then.
I just find it really therapeutic cutting out. And I was watching one of your videos the other day, and it's the tip of moving the paper or the card rather than the actual scissors.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the sentiment set.
Lovely. Hi, Nicola. Sorry, just shouting out. Nicola says she's a good friend of yours and a Unico addict, but she is new as well.
So also people who know me know that I love a good background stamp. So this led me on to this large background, and it is large. I think it's
looks like sort of 5x7 maybe.
Yeah, I work in centimeters. 10 by 15.
15,
I think.
Yeah, similar sort of.
Yeah. So it's a nice large one. I only have a few large ones on my own website. I usually go for the smaller ones, but this design really lends itself that you can mask off sections to do an instant focal point on your card. There's just so many options, and it, as you'll see, the leaves pair and match.
Brilliant.
From the original set, so they work really well together.
Gorgeous.
Then I couldn't resist when they said, feel free to bring any products out that you want to do. I needed a panel die.
Right.
Now, this design is actually from a stencil that I've done a long time ago, and ever since I've done the stencil, I thought it needs to be a die. It needs to cut out, and that's what this one does.
Perfect.
But the delicate detail of it doesn't overpower your card, so it's a perfect complementary background to the florals. So I've got a little idea of sharing this later as well.
Oh, I look forward to that.
And then the other die is a sentiment die. I like large sentiments, and I chose the word smile because I think we need more smiles and send more smiles, and the word makes me smile, so that was my choice.
And can you mix that with your stamp set as well?
Yes.
Perfect.
And
Lovely.
The beauty is you get the actual word like this that cuts out. I've got a few cut here. So you've got that, and then it also cuts out the shadow, so you can layer the two up.
Lovely. So sort of a border.
Idea later with that, hopefully.
Gorgeous. Mary-Ann, is that Doherty? Sorry, I'm reading tiny print on a screen that's miles away. Hello to you. Lots of your fans joining, Bev.
Oh, well, I've been telling everybody.
Oh, good. Brilliant. Well, we love having you here. We're here every Friday, and hopefully Bev will join us again in a month or two's time with another collection. Who knows?
And then the last product in the collection is the stencils. And it's a lovely plaid layering stencil. So you get two. And the idea is to layer them up. But there is so much fun that you can have with each of these stencils on their own, and I'll show you when I go through the cards. I'm going to show you how I did one of the backgrounds, and it's super easy, super simple, and I only used one of the stencils. So that's the product.
Exciting. So I am looking forward to seeing what cards you've made. Do you have some of those you can flash before us? Elaine said that the word smile is a bit like the word yawn. You can't help doing it when you see it. And I think that is so true. Sending smiles is just lovely, isn't it? Let me see. Just looking out for new names that I don't recognise, but we've got lots of old names. I'm not discounting anybody who's regular. Louise Noah, Elaine Jasper, Gemma Brown, hiya. Gemma, I will reply to your email, I apologise. Maria Older as well. Lots and lots of you joining. Karen Allen. Thank you so much, everybody. Don't forget, anyone commenting is in with a chance of winning everything that Bev's now showing us. Okay, over to you now, Bev.
Okay, so I'll go through the cards that are on the website with the products, and then I've got a few other ones that aren't on the website.
Okay.
So this one, as you can see, uses the picked posies, 2 flowers, and I will point out a bit later though when I do my demo that the centre of the flower, even though I've made this sort of like a corn flower, and it's more of a daisy.
Yeah.
The centre of this daisy actually does work with the cornflower as well, so you could use it as a side view daisy.
Right. Yes.
If you wanted to.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I'm obsessed with dimension, especially, and I think it really helps on a clean and simple card as well. So I use the 1mm thick foam adhesive.
Lovely.
So popped up, and then I've tucked in a couple of leaves.
Nice.
One of the mix and match sentiments, and a few I love Nouveau drops or any type of enamel drops.
Yep.
Dots. They're my go-to.
Beautiful.
When I'm baking.
Hi Hilary, she's new here today. Welcome. Sorry, feel free to talk over me, Bev. I just butt in now and then. You'll get used to me.
This second card showcases the large background.
I love that.
In rear, and I've just stamped it in black, and then I've ink blended over the top with an ombre effect of greens from light to dark. And then I've added the large leaf, and then this is the card that someone commented on. Oh, dies for sentiments, but no, I've fussy cut the scripted words there.
But actually, it's not that fiddly, is it? Because you're leaving a bit of a border.
No, I enjoy it. I find it really relaxing. I know people struggle.
I have to ask then, what are your favourite scissors for fussy cutting? Because everyone asks me, and I'm interested.
Well, as you see, I have a Stampin' Up background.
Okay.
So I use the snips from Stampin' Up, and mainly I like ones. I've gone through various ones over the years, but these have a little guard, so these are kept out of reach of everybody else. And I go crazy if someone picks them up, because I know if they've been used, they can use any of the other scissors without guards on, but
not that one.
Just for cutting.
Fair enough.
Paper and cardstock.
Fair enough. Lovely. Okay, that's beautiful. I love that. I mean, it's not monochrome, but you know, your one tone colours, just the greens with the neutrals there, and it's so effective.
Yeah, and I think greens and foliage lend themselves really well to masculine cards and also sympathy cards. I know that just changing the colours up, I mean, you could do some really bright colours for the leaves, you know, some turquoises or something.
My favourite colour.
And then you could soften the tones to your sort of like your light browns and your greys and things for a sympathy card, just by switching up a sentiment. So I think this is where my sort of versatility of using products for different occasions is always in the back of my mind when I design.
Lovely. Gorgeous. Now I'm in love with this rainbow coloured card that I can see there.
Yes. So these two cards were made together. Because as you'll see, on this card over here, I've ink blended aqua turquoise with yellow and then pink, which is my favourite colour combination because they blend beautifully, creating a nice green and a nice orange in between. So whenever I get new inks, they're the three colours that I always choose to start off with.
Definitely.
And then I've literally just used the smile die to die cut 3 times to create like a window. And then I've just foam mounted it onto a background of white card. And then I'm obsessed with vellum again. I go through stages of loving vellum and then hating it.
Oh,
At the
really?
minute, I'm loving it, mainly because you still get the beautiful detail of the flower, but then you can still see the colour and everything behind it.
Yes, lovely.
So I did that card first, and then this card came out as the result of the die cuts, and I just ink blended some more card, and then this time heat embossed the outline flower.
Do you know what? A 2 for 1, you can't resist that, can we?
No, you can't. And although they're very clean and simple, like the stages in them do take the time,
Of course.
think. And I can spend a good sort of half an hour to up to an hour making a card sometimes.
Easy, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you know what? There'll be people here. Everyone let us know in the comments, how long do you usually spend making a card? I think half an hour to an hour is quick, to be honest, usually. Even clean and simple ones.
So they're those two. And then the next card, I've used the quilted background die, and I've trimmed it down. You can see that I've trimmed it down, so I have cut off sort of like these edges to make it more of a rectangle. And then I've just popped it over the top of some purple cards so the colour shows through. And I can't wait to do like a rainbow variegated background behind it.
Do you know what? I was thinking about this yesterday. I was thinking about, because I'd obviously seen your product before, and I was driving weirdly, and I suddenly thought that die would look amazing with a rainbow ombre behind it.
Yeah.
Great minds think alike.
And if you were really, really savvy, you could save the little punch out bits. You could die cut it from a cut, and you could do some lovely inlaid die cutting techniques, adding little colours there.
Definitely, absolutely.
And then I've just added another of the sentiments, mix and match, hello friend this time, and I trimmed the larger leaf down and used the smaller leaf just to add a bit of detail.
Fabulous.
And then the other card that's on the website showcases the stencils. So here they are layered up, how if you just literally layered them together, inked one and then inked the other.
Yeah.
And then I decided, once I'd inked the turquoise and the purple through the stencil, I wanted a bit of colour, so I went over with a light blush pink just to lift it a little bit.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
And then added another of the flowers.
I need to have a word. Sorry, Bev. The ice cream van always comes around at this time of day.
Oh, I fancy an ice cream.
So he'll stop in a second, but he always stops right outside my door. And everyone comments on what ice cream they'd like, and that's wonderful. Oh, really? Right, he's stopped now. When he drives away, he doesn't put the tune on, so we're done. Sorry about that, Bev.
That's okay. It's just made me want an ice cream now.
I know. We now get the wave of people asking me. There we go. See, Sandra's in there first. Oh, no, Maureen was first. Serena, all asking for ice creams.
I'm glad you're loving the colours and the backgrounds. So this is a card that I've made that isn't on the website, and I've used the large background and I placed it in my stamping tool, and I started in one corner with one colour and just went through the rainbow, really.
That is just stunning. That's got to be I haven't seen this one yet. Is this one?
No. Yeah, this is a new one.
Oh, I love it. I really, really love this. And I think it's definitely a technique I'm going to try out as well.
It's a really fun spotlighting technique,
yeah.
I think. And you could do it the reverse as well. So on this one, I've stamped on the background. But you could have used the stamp panel and die cut the circles from the panel and then match them up to another stamped plain panel. So I'll have to share it in another
definitely well, we'll definitely have you back anyway.
But
so
most people have like if you're into die cutting, you'll have circle shapes. I think these are really old Sizzix nesting.
Yeah, I was going to say, just any nesting dies. Certainly, if you're
Yeah.
new to crafting, CraftStash have their creative range of nesting dies, and you get all sorts in there. So
You could use any shape. You don't even have
of course,
to use those. But again, you could quickly switch up the sentiment. Suitable for a man, you could have put happy birthday, best wishes or anything, and then you'd have a really quick and simple masculine card.
perfect, lovely. Thank
That-
you.
One of the new ones. And then another simple card. Here I have just stamped the solid flower on a panel, and then I've just fussy cut round the edge just to add a little bit of detail. If you were feeling really super confident and clever, you could probably do the partial die cutting if you wanted
Yes.
to, but because it's in the corner, it's a little bit more tricky. But if you've done it sort of like on the straight edge, it's a little bit easier to use the partial die cutting. So
Great.
but it's a really easy sort of curves of the petals are really easy to fussy cut.
Lovely. That is gorgeous. I really like that peak of colour on the corner. It just adds a bit of interest, doesn't it?
It does, and I think that's sort of the trick when you're doing clean and simple cards, is adding little bits of interest without overpowering your card. So the white clean space.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
That one was a quick make. Now, whenever I get new dies, I have to make a shaker card. It is just, it's the law.
The law, the craft law.
So that's what I've done here. So I started out with one of the stencils. It was this one. And if I lay it over the top, you'll be able to see. So I've inked through with one colour, the turquoise. And then after I'd done that, quickly wipe off, and then I've moved it slightly across to ink the next colour, and then slightly across another way. I think I can't find my line to do the purple. And then I've just trimmed it. I die cut the shadow of the sentiment, created my shaker window with the foam adhesive, added in my shakers, and then I've added the smile. Now a trick with these die cuts I've added a little bit of dimension is by layering them up. So die cutting a few.
Yeah.
And then layering them up just to add dimension. I mean, some people use, you can get the already adhesive, foam adhesive.
Yeah, we have them at CraftStash as well. Yeah, I love them.
I do find them quite tricky, especially with the sort of more delicate dies.
See, Bev, if you hold the line afterwards, I've got a trick for you with those for putting them on.
So then I just layer a couple of die cuts.
It's just as quick and easy. If you've got tweezers or something, so you can get them on accurately, it's perfect.
And then I've just added another sentiment and my usual dots on there for a nice shaker card.
Brilliant, lovely.
And then this was the idea. This is the card I envisioned when I designed the Picked Posies set. A posy of flowers and foliage that you'd pop in a vase or give to your mum or friend on their
gorgeous.
And
am I right in thinking this is one you're going to demonstrate?
Yes, something similar. I'm going to do something very similar and add something a little bit different. So
okay. Shall we go straight into that then? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Do you need a minute to reset, or are you okay?
No, I am good.
Perfect. Lovely, lovely. This is what I get excited for. I see the demonstrations, especially when we've got demonstrators and guests who we've not had on before, because there's always new tips and techniques that we can learn. So everybody, while Bev is just sitting up there, don't forget, if you're commenting, you are automatically in with a chance of winning everything that Bev has just shown you from her new Picked Posies collection. This is exclusive to CraftStash, as you can see in the logo, exclusive. So although Bev has been working on Uniko for, did you say about 11 years?
Yeah, it was 11 years in February.
Wow, 11 years. Congratulations. That's a long
Thank
time to
you.
keep a brand going, but it's fantastic. This collection won't be sold in the same way that Bev's other Unico collections are. So this is exclusive. So it's the only place you can get it. But it will work. Bev's assured me it will work with all of the other existing Unico products and presumably future ones too.
Of course. Right, so I am gonna, instead of, on this one, I've used all die cut stamps and die cut all the images on here. So this one, I thought I would mix it up a little bit and do some stamping and a little bit of masking and then add a little bit of dimension afterwards. So I got myself some colour combinations up before I came on, because I am a bit samey sometimes. I often reach for the same colours.
It's hard to break out of our comfort zone sometimes, isn't it?
My pads are very juicy as well, so they do pull a little bit. So one thing I love about the stamping platform, now usually I use the cuff of my jumper.
Yeah. You said it's a bit warm in there today, so no jumpers.
It is a little bit warm. I kicked my husband out of the office.
Good. Sarah, I've just got to say to Sarah, thank you for joining us. She's back to stamping and card making after about a 15-year break, and she loves the simplicity here. Wow, 15 years is a long, long time, but welcome back. I'm sure there's lots of products and tools that aren't even aware of now after 15 years. If you imagine where we were 15 years ago with our crafting and what we were using. Oh, this is going to be exciting.
I'm trying to think back that far.
So 15 years was when my son was born. So I was very much more into scrapbooking than card making then.
Never got scrapbooking.
Prima marketing, very much into that, definitely.
Well, I was very obsessed with Hero Arts.
Were you?
My first.
So has it always been stamping for you?
Yes. I was probably about 8 or 9 the first time my mum bought some stamps, and they weren't the clear ones. You couldn't get them back then.
No, the red rubber on the wooden block.
Yeah, on the wood block, and I've still got them in the loft. Some of the very first ones that I started creating with.
Oh, Serena just reminded me, peel-offs and skeleton leaves. Yes.
Peel-off.
Peel-offs.
You still get peel-offs. I have seen them.
I have seen them. They're not as popular, but I think they're making a little bit of a comeback. A little bit. So you've gone over that image 2 or 3 times to build up?
Just because my inks are really, really juicy and sometimes they don't sit nice. I could have gone over with a pencil eraser first, because that helps with ink sitting better on stamps. But another way you could, it just adds a bit sort of more vibrancy to the image, I think.
Yeah, build up the colour. And with a stamping platform like that, it just makes life so much easier to repeat stamp without going slightly off. We do have the Creative Craft Products stamping platform, which is brilliant. Anyone in the comments, let us know if you use that, because I rave about it all the time and I don't want to be the only one. Let us know, because it is fabulous. There was actually a deal on recently where if you spent a certain amount of CraftStash, you actually got a free stamping platform. So I imagine lots of our viewers actually took advantage of that. So, okay, so you're now stamping onto something sticky.
Yeah, so this is just a bit like a post-it note, really, that you could use. It's just a low-tack masking paper.
Yes, okay.
Because I'm just going to create a little mask to then be able to stamp some leaves behind. Now, you could theoretically die cut this out if you wanted to,
right?
But you would be left with a little border, so then you'd miss off a little bit of the image of the leaves behind. Now, I don't need to cut all of it, I don't think. Watch me. Yeah, I am going the right way. Sorry. The brain fog hit them.
Oh, honestly, when we're crafting, we kind of just get in our own little world, don't we? And we just carry on. I daydream while I craft a lot.
Well, usually I'm sat with my headphones on, especially if my husband's working from home, and I'm binge watching something in the background.
What do you watch then? Like, is it films or?
Bit of both, mainly TV series that I've watched before all the way through. So at the minute, I'm currently almost at the end of Gilmore Girls, and I've never
one I've not watched yet.
So, yeah.
Lovely. Let me just go through some comments whilst you're just cutting that out.
Yeah.
You can get in the zone. You can. Catherine Ann Tracy, she says, oh wow, that's a long comment. Let me read this out. Oh no. Sorry. Catherine Ann Tracy, I've lost your comment because I just accidentally clicked on your name instead. I love all of these flowers and leaves right up my street, as they say. The leaves look similar to olive leaves. They do, don't they? And I've got a passion for anything with olives on it. Oh, do you like eating olives though? I really don't. It also love your colour choice. It's lovely to see a new design, or a new range and a new designer, sorry. Not that I don't like all of your other CraftStash designers. Yeah, I know. Don't worry, we're not taking offence. We can love Bev and we can love Uniko. It's fine. We know you love us too. Jean, she hated stamping until she got the stamping platform, a lifesaver. Honestly, lots of you are actually saying about Lynn only likes black olives. Lots of people saying about the stamping platform. Who did I see? Who's now unboxing theirs? I saw someone just saying they were literally just getting theirs out of the box. It scrolled up. Apologies, I can't find it. But yeah, lots and lots of you talking about. Oh, there we go. Linda Parkin, just taking a new Creative Crafts stamping platform out of the box. Let us know how you get on, Linda. It is fabulous. I wouldn't go back to any other stamping platform now. Okay, so you've not. Sorry.
Invention. A stamping platform was definitely the best invention.
Oh, it really was, wasn't it? It was CD cases before that, wasn't it?
Well, it was the old tea thing, wasn't it?
Oh yes, yeah. We line it up that way.
Tea block thing.
Yeah. You getting your acrylic blocks and putting a bit of paper so you knew where to line it up, and yeah. But no, perfect now. You can just repeat stamps so many times. So.
And a bit of tip just to. My magnets aren't very strong, as you can see. They've all sort of snapped as well. I had that, so
I had the same or a similar stamping platform before Creative bought theirs out, and my magnets snapped as well. I think it's just where you not drop them, but where they suddenly grip on and they sort of hit the base too hard, don't they, and break. But so you've not fussy cut all of that, just the area you needed.
No, because I'm actually, I need to stamp the stem, so I will do that quickly first. I realised that I was jumping ahead a step then. So I'm going to use the longer stem, and I can come down a little bit. So there's two sizes of stem in here to give you the variegation, but you could cut them, not the actual stamps down, but the stamp images to make your own sizing. I know there are some people in the crafting world that cut their own, and it just
cut them down. I will cut sentiment stamps. I will snip the words sometimes away from each other. I know Sam will do that too, so that you can sort of position sentiments in different orientations and things. But usually images, I wouldn't usually cut them down unless there's, for example, a butterfly and a flower next to each other, and I don't want to, that sort of thing. But something like this, I usually wouldn't, and just stamp off the cardstock.
I don't think I've ever cut a stamp.
Have you not? No. Only words, really, usually.
A little bit.
I mean, something to see. This is going to be one of those things where when you remove the mask, it's going to look amazing, isn't it?
Hopefully it'll look amazing.
It will. I'm sure it will. Lovely. So don't forget, everybody. Do you know what? I'm just going to pop I'm just going to pop in a minute a different banner up onto the screen. Just give me a moment to get this sorted. Just so that you can all see the details very quickly, which we haven't got here. Let me see. I have to do techie stuff now, behind the scenes techie stuff. So let's hide that. Let's put that one in there, and here we go, everybody, just very quickly. So this is the, I don't know where the exclusive word's gone. Oh, that's odd. It's not on mine either. CraftStash exclusive brand. It should be on there, but it's not. So Uniko picked posies is what we're launching today. Bev's just doing some lovely demonstrations with it. We've seen the product, we've seen the example cards that Bev's made. You can see a lot of those on the website as well, simply by going to the product. But from $5.99, that is what the cheapest product is. I want to say cheap in money terms, certainly not in quality terms and versatility. You're going to get so much out of each and every one of these. And as you can see at the bottom there, if you are commenting, you could win this entire collection at the end of this live. So yeah, there we go. There's all the details. I will remove those so we can see exactly what Bev's doing now. So again, you're just stamping directly over the masked area there.
Yeah, it's only gone over a little bit, so that's one reason why I only needed to cut out sort of the one side.
Yeah.
And I'm just putting a bit of pressure where it's not a big lip, but just to make sure that the stamping comes out, as you see, just the other side of that leaf.
Oh, so it's just peeking behind there.
Yeah.
Lovely. So you were saying earlier, while you're stamping and crafting, you were saying earlier about craft shows to me. So
yeah.
Do you do a lot of the craft shows?
Well, I originally started with, it was called Happy Stampers originally, but it's now Stamping Together because it's been taken over, and that's over in Port Sunlight near Liverpool.
Yes.
So that was my very first show. I can't remember when I first started doing it, but I've been doing that one a number of years. And then I did Stamp Magic at Doncaster a few times. And then more recently I've done Harrogate. But this weekend I'm heading to Lincoln, and I've never been to Lincoln before. So this is exciting.
Oh, do you know what? Lincoln is beautiful. It really, if you go, there's a cathedral, isn't there? And I used to be quite friendly with, as I say, I'm still friendly with her, but I don't see her much anymore. Emma Trout, if anyone knows of Emma Trout, she's a fantastic papercraft designer. She does scrapbooking, and she works at the moment, designs for Minte papers. But she lives near Lincoln, and she was showing me photos of the city and everything. It's just stunning, absolutely beautiful. So you'll have a lovely time. Make sure you book yourself another day or two to go looking around too while you're there.
I hope we'll get a little bit of time to do a bit of exploring. So
definitely, that is so. Do you know what? That on its own would make an amazing card. I know your example card had another flower on it, but that's just beautiful as it is.
Yes, if you wanted to stop there, you could, and you could actually probably fit in a larger sentiment across the bottom. I'm just going to stamp the centre of this flower, and then I'm going to, while it dries, because I like to use black for this centre.
Okay. Who just asked? Somebody just asked, and I want to say the name. Maria said, will you be at the NEC in June?
I haven't gone to the NEC. I haven't gone as far as that, mainly because stands are quite pricey.
Yeah, it's a long way to go.
One day I might actually make it there.
No, but you do lots of others, so sort of other ones. You've got to pick and choose, haven't you?
Yeah, and it's my friend Nikki, who's watching right now, is coming with me. Usually it's my other friend Claire who helps out at the shows, but she's working this weekend.
Oh, how dare she!
They're a lot of work, but they're also good fun, and I love seeing everybody face to face.
Oh, it's just a perfect place and time to get the crafting community together. Which reminds me, I really, really want to organise. Don't take this as gospel. We would love to organise a CraftStash weekend, like a show, a day where there's a show and we have lots of our brands demonstrating and sort of meet and greets. You can meet everybody in the team and we can all meet you. That would be amazing. And now I'm going to get the barrage of comments saying, when is this happening? Where it should be. But no, it would be so lovely. We talk to you all online and through comments, through social media all the time. And it'd be so nice to properly put faces to names, wouldn't it?
Sure.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, that would be good. I know, it would be good.
That would be a sellout for sure.
Oh, well, I'd like to think so. But do you know what? I think since the whole pandemic, we're now starting to realise we can... Yeah, I'm teasing, Gemma, sorry. Gemma, you'd be there. We'd have you there doing things. We're starting to realise we can get out and about more now, can't we? And where we've been in or conservative for so many years now, that yeah, it would be nice to all get out and meet each other. I did a lot of craft shows years ago. Before I worked for CraftStash, I was always at craft shows. They're hard. They are such hard work. Lots of people saying, yeah, everyone would be there. People saying they'd spend too much money, but yeah, they'd all need to be there. But yeah, the hard work, it's exhausting, isn't it? It's so tiring.
But they are tiring.
Yeah, we'd usually get there the night before and get set up. That would be about 6 hours setting up, and then each day we'd be up at breakfast at sort of 6 a.m. in sort of a hotel nearest, and then we'd go to the show. We'd make sure everything's restocked and priced, and demonstrations are prepared, and yeah, it's hard work. Now that's not nice to tease, Lou. It's nice to know that people would be interested, though.
Definitely, people love stuff like that.
Yeah,
even I do. So I wanted to quickly just show, but I haven't. Yeah, I will use this on my card. I just wanted to quickly show how easy it is to stamp the solid one inside the outline. So people obviously might have their own tricks, but I found with this one it's easier to stamp the outline first.
Okay.
And then layer your solid one over the top. Because usually you would do a darker outline and then a lighter inside. You might choose to do it differently.
Yeah, I suppose if you wanted to do lighter, you could heat emboss in white or something, couldn't you? And have a lighter colour.
But this just helps if you do happen to go over the lines a little bit. Doing a lighter colour inside will just sort of mask that a little bit.
Lovely. So what sort of cardstock do you stamp onto?
This is Stampin' Up! Whisper White.
Okay.
Mostly because I've used it for ever and an age, and you just get used to what you used.
You do. CraftStash also have their stamping cardstock now, which I swear by. It's nice to hear all the different brands out there and what other people use. CraftStash has it's 280 GSM, so it's perfect for your card bases, your mats and layers, your stamping, your ink blending and things like that. And it's, I want to say, and someone will correct me if I'm wrong, because everybody else knows the CraftStash products as well as I do, and probably better. $7.99 for 30 sheets, which is an absolute bargain.
That is.
So that's online there. There is a pinned link. If anyone is new to us and you want to go shopping for sorry, I just called you Bev. I don't know where that came from. For Bev's Uniko products, the new picked posies, or if you want to have a look for any of the other items we're discussing, the stamping platform, the cardstock, any of that, you can just pop on that link there and that'll take you directly to CraftStash where everything is. And if you're not in the UK, simply go to www.craftstash.us. So we're building up the shading in here.
So I've just added the shadow there. You could go in a little bit further. It does go up to sort of like the corners of the flower, but
gorgeous.
You have to be perfect when it comes to stamping. I think it adds a bit of flair if it's slightly off. And for me, nothing, and I say this to a lot of new card makers, nothing's a mistake.
No, definitely not.
It's just part of being creative, in my opinion, so you can't go wrong with anything.
No, definitely. And like you said, this sort of style of flower that you've got here for us is, I don't know how the best way to describe it. It's stylized, isn't it? So it's not realism, it's not realistic as such. So you definitely can get away with different outlines being slightly different to the background and so on and so forth, and the colouring in being slightly off and all of these things?
I'm heavily influenced by period styles, design styles. I look a lot to history.
Okay.
My favourite era is sort of like the 1930s to the 60s, really, I'd say. That's quite a big range, but heavily influenced by a lot of the design styles that period. So this is my little trick for die cutting, even though they're see-through dies. I didn't come up with it. It was something I saw online many years ago. And I think it came out more when they were solid dies and you couldn't actually see.
Yeah, it was very difficult to line up stamps and dies then, wasn't it?
But it's a technique I always still use. So I create a die cut. Usually the first one is using a bit of scrap card that I'm not bothered about, that would just probably end up in the bin. And then once you've cut your first one, you've then always got a mask to keep on hand. And then you can just sit your die inside the little delves, and sometimes I do put a little bit of tape just to hold it in place.
Yeah. So, and then you'll just run that through your die cutting machine, presumably. Yep. Perfect.
So, my trusty old beast, a big shot.
I just said I've had another one delivered today. I go through these like you wouldn't believe. They last a very, very long time, but I make a lot of cuts a day. And I love getting a new one. It's so pristine, and I don't like marking the plates. Just quickly, Bev, Jackie Drake has asked, does your new lady have a YouTube channel? So Bev, do you have a YouTube channel?
I do have one, but there isn't much on it at the minute.
Oh no, you need to get that filled up.
I will change that.
Lovely. So where can we find inspiration from you?
Instagram is probably the place where I post the most.
And that's under Uniko?
It's Uniko Lid, so limited, LTD.
Okay.
And I'm on Pinterest, but I'm very slow at updating Pinterest. There's a lot of my sort of older stuff on there.
But even so, if we've not seen your older things.
Yeah. And my Instagram is linked to Facebook as well. And I have a fans page as well. I think it's called a page or a group.
There we go, Jackie. So hopefully you can find Bev on one of those platforms and follow, and yeah, it's really nice sort of welcoming you to the CraftStash.
My links from the website as well. So
there we go, perfect. So yeah, it's nice welcoming you to the CraftStash family.
Thank you.
It's lovely having you here.
Really nice to be here.
Yeah, it's so nice to have new people as well. I mean, people like Sam, we just get bored of Sam, don't we? I'm joking, everybody. Wow, before I get in big trouble, she knows I'm joking. We see enough of her. And me. I demonstrate too much. Haven't had Helen on for a while, so hopefully we'll get Helen back soon. Unfortunately, Helen was due to have a collection launch, but delivery issues, so we're pulling that back into, I think, June maybe. But it's one you're going to all love, so you'll see her again soon. Yeah, it's nice to see new stars, Jackie, isn't it? Absolutely.
As I say, I'm clean and simple, but people often dismiss clean and simple as...
I love it.
But I think...
Go on.
You can have such beautiful colour. It's about the colour you use, and there's techniques, you can still use all the techniques.
So I think, as I said at the beginning, I actually think clean and simple is sometimes harder than throwing everything on a card, because you've got to get that nice balance of things looking right across the cards. Do you know what I mean? It can be more difficult. Steph Mortimer has linked your blog there, your website or blogspot address there.
It's one of my design team.
Hi, Steph. Steph, is it your first time here as well? I'm a bit echoing here today. I feel like I might have moved something from a wall maybe, because the last couple of weeks I've had an echo and I don't know where it is, where it's like, why it's happening. It's not, sorry, it's not on the, through the screen or anything, it's in the room. The actual echo is in the room. It's really weird. Maybe it's haunted. Hi, Steph. Yeah, Astrid said, clean and simple can involve a lot of thinking, but I think these products that you've brought to us here, Bev, they are making it much easier for you because you've got nice, large, bold flowers, a couple of bright colours on a white background, and it's not going to feel lost at all, is it?
No, definitely not. Now, so I've die cut, where's my inner bit gone? Oh, there it is, hiding. So I'm just going to add a little bit of foam adhesive on this one. You don't have to, but I just think it helps add a bit of interest, a bit of dimension. And I like the 1 millimeter thick. I know there's a lot. I ran out, so I had to rush to Hobbycraft the other day to get some. The 1 millimeter thick is just the right thickness to add a little bit of dimension, but you can still put it in on a normal stamp.
Ah, well, it's good to know that actually.
So you don't have to use a large letter, as it still fits through. Because I think you get it's 5 millimeters, but then when you take into account like two layers of.
I must admit, I don't know what the actual thickness is that you can get through
5
there.
millimeters the gap for a normal stamp, and then it goes to a large letter, and to keep increasing the prices, we have to think of these things when
absolutely. And also I know certainly over so for example over in the States, postage is extortionate, and certainly the weight and the thickness of a letter or a card or a parcel is a huge consideration. So little tips like this to still get that look without it being too much is ideal.
So I don't want to hide too much of the leaves, but
Rena, yes, CraftStash do have thinner dimensional foam pads. If you just go, honestly, if you type in foam pads, foam tape, whichever you'd rather, on CraftStash, it's ridiculous. There's so many on there. The foam sheets are about, I want to say they're 2 millimeters, maybe 3 millimeters thick. I want to say 2 millimeters. I guess a complete guess, so they might be a little bit too much. But yeah, you can get every size and thickness of foam pad on CraftStash. Loads and loads.
So for this one, I've made it look like a daisy on the side.
Yeah,
well,
lovely.
Or a gerbera.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's quite a generic flower. You can make it what you want it to be.
Of course, absolutely. Serena.
So another
Go on.
I wanted to point out was that the shape of the leaves and the stems, you don't have to actually stamp on them, on the die cuts.
Right, yeah.
They still add enough detail.
Oh, do you know
and
what?
Still look like
it almost looks like a fern leaf, so you could kind of do that black with a tropical ink blended background and you get a nice tropical style card. That's just what I saw as soon as I saw that shape.
So I'm just adding in a die cut. I don't know how it'll look or turn out, but it might throw it off a little bit. But
lovely, I'm just reading through the comments. Astrid, lovely die shape. Clifton, the flower will make a good gerbera. I can never say that flower. I always used to say gerbera.
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 Well, that's how I've always said it.
I don't know what's right and what's wrong. Everyone knows what we mean. It's the pretty one with lots of little petals.
And they can come in all sorts of colours. You can go
they do.
With colours.
They're always the ones when you go to get a bunch of flowers from the shop. They're always the ones that if they've got gerbera, whatever you want to call it, in the middle. They really stand out because they've got the nice bright colours.
And I'm going to add a second leaf.
Wow, we're already at 1:30. Where's that hour gone?
Oh, are we there already?
Yeah. I told you it didn't take long.
I mean to say, I've only made one card.
Well, it doesn't matter, because what we can do is we can get you on again, or you can film as a video or something. We can pop it on the CraftStash page.
So what I'd probably do now is just trim the edge off at the bottom, and then I'd probably layer it onto a coloured card.
Yeah, lovely.
There was just like a little bit peeking from behind.
Nice.
Ideal. And you could add a sentiment if you wanted to, but you can always add it inside. I think sometimes it's always nice to keep a card sentiment free, and then you can use it for all sorts of occasions and reasons.
I don't think you always have to put a sentiment on, do you?
I don't think.
No, I think sometimes we stress over it, but you really don't have to. Well, that's been lovely. Sorry to have to cut you short. I know you had other demonstrations planned, but it's a good excuse to get you back on another day anyway. And we can run it through the collection again. Certainly for anyone who can't join us, maybe we'll have you back of an evening or something, and we can capture some other people who are at work at the moment. But it's been wonderful talking to you, Bevan. It's been so nice to launch a new collection with you. So thank you so much. Lots of lovely, lovely comments about the products, and of course your cards that you've made and the cards you've been demonstrating there, and all the tips and techniques you've given us as well. So Sheena said she agrees the card is great as it is. Astrid, gorgeous card. Where did I just see? Sandra said that would make a lovely note card. Absolutely. And lots of people thanking you for joining us.
Thank you for coming and having me here.
You're
I
very
will
welcome.
go back through some of the comments and have a look, because I was too busy concentrating on my card to move my eyes.
I don't blame you. Okay, so I do need to go and pick a winner, so I'll go and do that. So we'll let you go, Bev, and hopefully we'll see you again very soon.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Lovely. So that's lovely, Bev from Uniko, showing us the brand new collection that's exclusive to CraftStash. I've lost my little exclusive. There was a red exclusive word up there and it's disappeared. I don't know how that's happened, but never mind. So I need to choose a winner. Let's have a look at these comments. I'm just going to do my random scroll, and Antoinette Lamb. Am I saying your name right? I apologise if not. The layering stencil is amazing. So many possibilities with this. Right. Antoinette, I really do hope I've said that correct for you. I've just loved your comment, so hopefully if you see that, I will drop a reply on there as well if you're not still with us, because I think that might have been a bit earlier in the hour that you commented. But congratulations, you've won the entire collection that Bev has bought us today, the Picked Posies collection. So that will be coming out to you. We just need you to email customerservice@craftstash.co.uk and the lovely customer service team will get that sent out to you, but we will of course need your postal address. Now everybody, if you weren't Antoinette, anybody else I'm talking to now, you can still go over this evening and you can re-watch Bev's lovely demonstrations if you missed any of it today, or you just want to re-watch and pick up those tips again. You can also see the collection again, and you can comment there too, because on Monday I will choose a winner from those comments also. So get yourself over there around about 7 p.m. this evening and be commenting, and just check back on Monday and see who I've left a little reply to say they're the winner. Now, next week, I'm really excited. We have another brand new collection coming to CraftStash on Wednesday, and it's a new brand that you've never seen before, because we've designed it in-house, so we know you've never seen it before, and I'm thrilled. I'm going to be demonstrating that, so I'm going to be busy working on it over the weekend and the next few days. I'll be sharing sneak peeks for you, as will CraftStash, so please do make a note in your diary for 12:30 on Wednesday to join me then. So from me and from Bev, I will see you again very soon. Take care everybody, and have an absolutely fantastic weekend. Bye bye.